Yeah, so in 7th B.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
Meta.
morning, sir.
There are two sections sitting here, 7th B and 7th C. So we are having a combined class. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
B students. I'm talking to 7B students first of all. We have done till question number. Tell me.
10.
10.
Sir, 10.
10
Sir,
questions.
12.
No, 7B. 7B students. We have done till question number.
10.
10.
10.
Okay. And 7C students. We have done till question
11.
number.
Sir, 11 questions. Full exercise.
Sir, 11 questions. 11 questions.
One left.
We have done till 11. In 7C, we have done till 11th, and in 7B, we have done till question number 10. Okay, very good, not much difference. 7C, this is your which period, by the way? Who had to take this period?
English.
Ravindra ma'am.
English creative writing. Ravindra ma'am.
Okay, she's absent.
Ravindra ma'am.
She is absent today, that is why I am taking a period. Okay. Let us do it. So let us do question 11 first. 7C students have already done it. You can just pay attention and try to understand if you, I know you already have done this. You all must be knowing how to do it. Just wait for this one question.
Sir, we have done the 11th question.
Yes, beta. C students have done. 7th B students have not done. I gave you this in this. Sorry, I gave you this question in homework. 7th B. Not.
So, no, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir, you made us do this.
Okay. I made you.
No,
do
we are. Sir, we have to do question number 11.
Let's do question 11. A group of 120 men had provisions.
Sir, I have done. See the question.
No problem. Most of you have not done very good beta eventually if you have done. Some of you have done, most of you have not done. So, that is why I am very good. So a group of 120 men had provisions for two, 200 days. Then after 5 days, what happened? 30 men left. So after 5 days, 30 men left. After 5 days, can you tell me for 5 days how many men were there for 5 days? After 5 days,
90.
5 days there were 120 men only. 5 days तक वहाँ पे 120 men ही थे. After 5 days, what happened? 30 men left. After 5 days they left. So then they will be 9. They will be 90. But for 5 days, 120 men had the foods. So if 120 men had 200 days provisions, then after 5 days, if we talk about these 120 men only, they will be having food for how many days now? 195 days. Subtracting 5, 200 minus 5, 195. So if suppose no one is going to leave, so after 5 days, these 120 men continue. They do not leave. They do not die. They died, you know. So these 120 men did not die, suppose. So if they are there, let us assume, then they will have this food for 195 days more. But actually what happened? 30 men died. 30 men died. Because these 30 men died, now how many men are left? 90 men are left. Okay. After R लिखना भूल गया मैं. After 5 days, 30 men died, 90 men are left. Now these 90 men will have the food for how many days? This food is going to last for how many days? This is what we have to tell. So this is the question. This first statement, this information is to just make the question of new type. This is just to make this. The main question lies in these two statements. 120 men had food for 195 days, and if 90 men are there, then the food will last for how many days? Okay, so this is the question. Can you all write these statements on your own, or do you need my help?
Well, we can write.
Sir,
So we can write.
Well, we can write.
And can you do this?
Sir, we can write.
Okay, write down. Write these statements on your own. I am solving the question. So this will
Sir,
be.
the answer is
Write the statements on your own. What is the answer in this case?
260.
Sir,
Sir,
260.
260 days.
260 days.
The food will last for 260 days. Seven B students, do this question, complete this question. Just wait, beta. So you all are doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, done. Sir, done.
Good.
Sir, done.
Very good.
Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Very good.
Sir, done.
Okay.
So please wait 1 minute.
Sir, done.
Okay.
Sir, done.
Okay.
Good morning,
done.
sir.
Good morning, beta.
Sir, which question?
Beta, why are you so late, Ansh Patel?
Sir, I was late. Sir, because sir, today I wake up late.
Hello, beta, you have to join the class in time. From the next
Sir,
time,
next time I will join the class on time.
because after 5
Sir,
minutes,
done with the question.
the teachers are going to lock the meeting. After that, no one will
Okay.
be able to join. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, done all of you? Anyone left?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Done. Sir,
Yes, sir,
done.
done.
Sir, done.
Sir, done. Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Very good.
Sir, done.
Done, sir.
Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Very good. Question number 12. 1,200 soldiers in a fort had enough food for 28 days. 1,200 soldiers in a fort had enough food for 28 days. There are 1,200 soldiers. Soldiers की spelling देखना है. Is it correct? Yeah. My Angrezi is very weak. That is why. 28 days. 1,200 soldiers in a fort had enough food for 28 days. After 4 days, some soldiers were transferred to another fort. After 4 days, what happened? Some soldiers were transferred. And thus the food lasted for 32 days. The food lasted for 32 days. This time, number of soldiers are not given. How many soldiers are there? In the second case, number of soldiers are not given. Okay, so you have to find the number of soldiers only. So what we should do in this case? So this is a good experience for you all. Why? Because in this question, number of soldiers in the second case are not given. Number of days are given. Number of soldiers are not given. So what I should do? I should write number of days on the left hand side and number of soldiers on the right hand side. So 28 days. How many soldiers? 1,200 soldiers. Got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Got
sir.
it.
Now after 4 days, what happens?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the question is same as the 11th one. After 4 days, some soldiers left. So How many soldiers left, that we don't know. But the food lasted for 32 days. So for 4 days, how many soldiers? For 4 days, how many soldiers were having this food? Now the number of days are 24. These 1200 soldiers had food for 4 days. Now the food is left for how many days? It is left for 24 days. For 1200 soldiers. Okay. Now the food lasted for 32 days. So how many soldiers were there? This you have to find out. Some soldiers left, they were transferred. So how many soldiers were there in the camp?
Some 900.
Sorry? I can see many of you joining the meeting late. I'm getting the names. Better try to join the meeting at the correct time for all the classes. Okay, because this is the rule that after 5 minutes the meeting has to be logged. So I have not logged the meeting yet because it is the first few days of your classes. Let you all be familiar with this. So from maybe from today only or tomorrow, after 5 minutes, the meeting will be logged. Then you will not be able to join the meeting if you are coming late. This rule has been made.
So what can be the statements?
Statements. Number of
Sir
soldiers.
completed the question.
You can write the first statement like this: number of soldiers who can have the food for 28 days. Number of soldiers who can have the food for 28 days equal to 1200. This should be your first statement. Number of soldiers who can have the food for 28 days equals to 1200. So what is your answer? Sorry, beta.
So the answer is 300.
300. Final answer is 300. So, like I told you, the first statement, you can make the rest of the statements now. I hope very similar to the first one.
Yes, sir.
So, how will you find out this? 24 into 1200 upon 32. So, dividing by 8, 3, 4. Now, you divide this by 4, you get 300. So, this is equal to 900. 900 soldiers are there in the same camp. 900 soldiers are there in the same camp, but this is not what you have to find ultimately. What you have to find in this, how many,
How many soldiers are left? How
uh,
many soldiers left the fort?
how many soldiers left the fort. That means how many soldiers were transferred. Okay, this you have to find out. So number of soldiers left,
300.
number of soldiers left the fort equals to 1200 minus 900, 300. Okay. Beta, please ignore me for my writing. I apologize.
Sir, it's all good.
The chapter finished. The chapter is completed.
Yeah. Any doubt in this chapter? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Very good.
Sir, which chapter will we start today?
Yeah, let me just see the content. Let's start linear equations. Page number 107.
Opened.
Anyone wants to ask anything from the
Sir, open.
No, sir.
Sir, open.
Sir, which chapter we have to open?
chapter number 7?
Linear equations.
Linear equations. Chapter 7.
Sir, linear equations in one variable.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sir, opened.
Very good.
Sir, opened.
Very good. Now, see. One, linear equations. So first of all, before coming to the word linear, let's discuss about equations. Do you all know what are equations?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Two expressions
Yes,
are
sir.
two
Yes,
expressions
sir.
calculated with the help of an
Joe.
equal to sign,
Yeah.
equal to symbol. That is an equation. So I am writing two expressions here. Algebraic expressions you all have studied. So tell me what type of algebraic expression is this? 8x square 5x. What is this? Can you tell something about this expression?
The binomial.
Very good.
Monomial.
Sir, it is in binomial.
It is
So
a
it's a
Binomial.
It's a binomial. It's a binomial.
So it's a binomial.
very good. Because it has
Binomial.
two terms. Has two terms, so it is a binomial. Anything else you can tell about this expression?
Sir, the 8 is 8x square and the 5 is 5x. And
So these both
plus-
terms are like.
If I ask you
no, they aren't.
how many variables are
Sir,
there?
if we add those two, it would be 12x square.
No, beta, we cannot add them. These are unlike terms.
Yes, sir. Because of x power 2.
Yeah. So how many variables are there?
2.
Sir, 2.
2.
The two.
2.
X and x square.
the 2.
It has only one variable, beta, which is x. Algebraic expressions में आपने पढ़ा है, it has only one variable, which is x. The same variable x is coming two times. Okay, so we will say that this expression has one variable, not two. If I write something like this, suppose 9x minus 7y. Now this expression has how many variables?
Two variables.
Two
variables.
variables.
The first one has how many variables?
One variable.
Variable x.
One variable.
What is the degree of the first expression?
Sorry.
Degree. Do you all know about the degree of an expression?
No, sir.
No,
If one variable, which is x,
No, sir.
highest power of x is known as the degree. What is the power of x in the first term? The first
2.
square.
Square.
Sir, 2.
Square.
it is 2. So here what is the power of x in the second term?
One.
One.
Nothing is written in the
1.
place of exponent, that means the power is 1. It is a binomial because it has two terms. It has only one variable, and this expression has degree 2. Degree 2 expressions are also known as quadratic algebraic expressions. याद है या भूल गए?
Sir, भूल गया.
Expressions are known as quadratic algebraic expressions. Okay. So now I am writing another variable. You will tell me about that. This variable.
Okay, sir.
This expression. Another expression I am writing here. This one. The second one is suppose 9x plus 4z minus 3y. Tell me,
Not able to
Sir, it is trinomial. It has
Trinomial.
It is trinomial.
It has
variables.
three terms.
It is 3 variables.
binomial.
it is a trinomial. It has three variables.
Three variables.
What is the degree?
One.
One of each.
Sir,
One.
1.
So one.
Everywhere you see the power of the variable is 1 everywhere. Here also the power is 1, here also the power is 1, here also the power is 1. That means the degree of this expression is 1. Highest power is known as the degree. Here what is the highest power? 2. So that is why in this one the degree is 2. Here what is the highest power? It is 1.
One.
Degree is 1.
Yes, sir.
1.
So these type of expressions where the degree is 1 are also known as
Linear.
Linear equation.
लीनियर एक्सप्रेशन, लीनियर अलजेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन। अभी तक तो मैंने इक्वेशन के बारे में बात ही नहीं करी। This is a linear algebraic expression. Now these are two expressions. The first one is this, second one is this. These are two different expressions. If I put an equal to symbol between the two expressions, can I call this whole thing as an equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we equate two expressions, this is the first expression, this is the second expression. When we put a equal to symbol in between them, so it becomes a equation.
Linear equation.
This is an equation. First of all, this is an equation. Now, is it a linear equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Someone
No,
said
sir.
someone said no. Why? Someone of you said no. The answer is no.
Sir, because
Yes,
sir, because there are three variables.
No, beta.
Sir, because 8 have the power of 2.
Sir, because one of the expressions are quadratic expressions.
Yes, correct. If the degree of the equation, listen very carefully, be very attentive, all of you, pay attention. If the degree of the equation is 1, then it is a linear equation. Now, what is the degree of this equation? What is the degree of the equation?
2.
Sir, two.
Sir, 2. Sir, 2.
The degree of the equation is 2. So, can I call this as a linear equation?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
The degree is 1. So,
No,
now
sir.
you have to tell me, is this a linear equation or not? 7x minus 5 equals to 8y plus z. Is this a
Yes,
linear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All the variables. Here the
Yes,
power
sir.
1
One.
power is 1.
Sir, again someone said no.
It is a linear equation. Now, why this is a linear equation? Because the highest power of the variables is 1. Therefore, it is a linear equation. So, you all have understood what are linear equations.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
my question,
Yes, sir.
is a linear equation in one variable? This a linear equation in one variable? First of all, the first equation that I wrote here is not a linear equation. It is a quadratic equation. This one is a quadratic equation because the degree is 2. This one is a linear equation. Is it a linear equation in one variable?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Again,
Because it has
No, sir.
no. It is not a linear equation in one variable. It is a linear equation, but it is not a linear equation in one variable. How can I write a linear equation in one variable? You have to look at this. Suppose if I write something like this, 4x minus 3 on 2 equals to 5 minus x upon 7. I have written something like this. We can now see in this equation, how many variables are there?
One.
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 Sir,
The
One.
variable x is coming two times.
One.
You can include x as many times as you want, but it will be counted as one variable. Okay. So this is a linear equation. First of all, this is an equation because there are two expressions and there is an equal to symbol between the two expressions. So it is an equation. Is it a linear equation? Yes, it is a linear equation because
Yes, sir.
the highest power of the variables is 1. So it is a linear equation and it has only one variable which is x. So yes, this one is a linear equation in one variable. This is first of all not a linear equation. This is a quadratic equation. This one is a linear equation. One tick and one cross. Why one cross? Because it is not a linear equation in one variable. This one is a linear equation and it is a linear equation in one variable. We'll both got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, got it.
Yes,
Is
sir.
over.
So,
Sir,
Yes, sir.
yes, beta.
sir, after the meeting is over, sir, we can rejoin because 5 minutes were left.
This is what I was about to say. When the meeting ends, you have to rejoin for 5 minutes. Okay, same link. Click the same link. I will not repost the link. You have to click the same link from the groups and rejoin the meeting.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts in this?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So you all have understood what are linear equations in one variables. We have also learned that how to solve linear equations. It is very simple to solve.
Hello.
Let us see. This morning time. Everywhere you all are working here. Keep the minds off that I am not able to listen to something else. Yeah, now we will discuss that how we can solve linear equations. So let us just take an example. This is not to make you write in your copy. You don't have to